Okay, so I'm going to replace this wing mirror on this Vauxhall Astra 1.6 Club. The problem is, not only has the colour-coded covering come off, but the whole unit is wonky and loose and it's broken, so it needs a complete replacement. So the first thing to do is to actually remove the inside black trim which covers the mechanism for the wing mirror on this particular Vauxhall Astra. It's a manually operated wing mirror using this knob here, which adjusts and changes the mirror. Of course, because it's broken, the entire unit is moving instead of just the glass in the wing mirror. Now, in order to take that off, I ordered myself some trim removal tools from Screwfix. This set from Hilker, it was £11, £11.99 I think it was. So it's basically for removing trim and upholstery, and I've used these two to lever off this plastic cover which fits over the control mechanism. And in order to lever it off, I first levered off at the bottom where my thumb is over here, and then that there, which basically takes off this black hook off of the don't know if you can see that white clip there. And then there's another two clips which go into this hole and another hole down there. But those two clips actually reside on the trim cover itself. So you've essentially got two trim on two bits of plastic trim, and it's basically these. And I think these come off, and there's that big black hook down there which hooks onto the white one inside, which I showed you earlier. So this we've disconnected. I've also what I'm going to do now is basically disconnect the speaker here, the door speaker, and I'll then proceed to remove this foam panel, which I think just slides off, and I should be able to get to the screws which are actually holding the wing mirror in place. The rubber gaiter here can actually just be pulled off the end, and that exposes the lever here. And I'm now going to get myself a screwdriver and just basically undo. There's 3 screws in total to actually take off the entire wing mirror, and I've just moved the speaker just out the way so it doesn't get caught up. Right, I've now taken off the mirror. I undid the 3 screws on the other side, which I'll show you, but I also need to now get rid of this residue from the black duct tape which was securing the old mirror in place. Now, in here we can see I've taken out 3 screws, one from there, and over there. And one thing to be careful of when you're doing this is not to lose these down the whoops, nearly lost another one, down the back of the door trim like I've done. So I now have 2 of these screws, and I'm going to have to have a look if I've got a spare similar threaded screw in my toolbox. But this is where I'm at the moment, and the old mirror is now removed. You can see where these 3 screws were holding it together. There is actually like a black lug, or an outer sheath if you like, which goes over the top of this, which I've also lost down the inside of the trim stupidly, but luckily the replacement which I got has that, and you can see that over here. You notice that's the only one of the three holes which has this outer sheath. So next job, to go and find another screw so I can actually now fit the new one in place. Right, I've just taken off the residue and it's come off really cleanly. Surprisingly, I thought it would be a bugger to take off. And what I've used is this 3-in-1 high performance penetrant spray. It's normally for loosening rusty bolts and screws, but it's done the trick. It's basically dissolved the paste, and it liquefies, and you can just a bit of rubbing and it comes off. So that's something handy that I've learned. I think WD-40, if you Google it, can also help as well. Okay, so the replacement wing mirror, which I ordered off of eBay, I think I paid about, can't remember, couldn't have been more than £15 for it. It came with a silver cover. Luckily, I've managed to salvage and take off without breaking my cover, which is maroon for the colour of my Astra, and I've managed to basically unclip this off, sleeve it off, making sure don't break any tabs, and I've replaced, and I've basically, this is the mirror that I purchased, and now have my maroon colour coded cover on it. I managed to find a M3, I think it is, or a machine screw, the one that I lost down the back of the door trim. I managed to pick up something similar, the one on the right, and it fits, so I'm going to use that. So I'm now going to go ahead and refit the mirror. So I've got the wing mirror attached now, you can see, looking through that filthy window. There's 3 screws, 1, 2, and there's one, it's recessed, and you can see that screw on the left is a different colour because that's the one that I lost down the, well, the original screw I lost down the back of the door trim, and that's a replacement screw that I've put in. So the next step now is going to be to just basically put back the foam cover, which I'm going to put back in, replace the rubber gaiter and the gear knob after I've put the foam through, and then finally screw the cover, the inside cover back. Here I've placed the speaker back, it's clipped it back in place into the this inside trim, and I'm now just going to insert this foam into place and then clip it back into position, put everything back together. Okay, and here is the internal trim fitted back, clipped in place, and the rubber gaiter and knob in place as well, and there we have it. That's the wing mirror fitted. And the residue of the duct tape that was holding the old mirror in place is not visible any longer either.